Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm back from a long vacation actually and really have the itch to play again because it's been a few weeks. But I came back and I had some inspiration. So I now know what I want to build for my house. And I'm actually going to take a second here to tell you about some of the other plans that I've had that I just haven't mentioned yet. So I don't think I ever mentioned why I put my end portal over here. I mean, basically it comes down to this is kind of like a separated island naturally. There was this division right here, and I like the idea of the nether portal, the nether inside kind of spreading into the land around it, kind of like how you see in the ruined portals that they added in one of the other updates. Um, but I'm actually going to use also some inspiration from a video game that I used to play, and that is Elder Scrolls Oblivion, the big Oblivion gates. So I'm going to have a cool big nether portal on this island, and it's going to kind of resemble, or at least take inspiration from, the Oblivion gates. And then I was looking around the island, and I think I know what I want to do for some of it, and then not really sure on others. So, like for example, I have this peninsula over here that juts out, kind of stop it right there. I have no idea what I want to put over there. So for now, I'm just going to leave it. And then this is obviously the area that I've been working with. I have this little cove area with deeper water where it has the ocean, and we obviously put a mob farm here. I am playing around with a design to put around this, but I have mixed feelings about it, so I'm not going to say anything just yet. And then we've kind of got this flat area flat-ish, that runs from that border over there kind of throughout this area that I've been using. And it goes, right along the beach to here. And then we've got, I'm going to circle it, this area here. It's all kind of raised up. And I think that kind of where those trees are there is probably where I'm going to center my build on my house. And it's, how do I put it? It's kind of a, honestly, I don't know how to describe it. I can picture it really well, but when it comes to finding words to explain it, yeah, not that great. But basically, there is a Viking house, is what I remember it being, in Lake Tahoe, and I had gone there a while back for a trip, and I thought it was a really cool house. So I think that would be a really cool build to put here. And it's higher up, but like once you're up here, it's a relatively large flat area, and I think that I can work with that. So I want to start working towards that soon, but everything's relative, so probably not that soon. But I'll start planning it and maybe laying a foundation and trying to figure out how big it needs to be and all that. But you may notice that I'm flying around. Yes, I fixed my only... Okay, I'm going to move away from them. I fixed my only pair of elytra that I have left, and I was able to get the unbreaking and the mending. Now, there was a little bit of question in how I was going to go about that in the last episode. It turns out I did have quite a bit of bone blocks in one of my shulker boxes that I had sitting around on the end island. So I was able to just use the microfarm to get the majority of the emeralds. I'll worry about converting and all that, getting a better setup later. But for now, like I said, I had put my diamond armor away, so I still have pretty decent armor for the time being. I do need unbreaking and, you know, whatever. But that's for later. I don't feel like doing that right now. I want to build, and I actually found that I had also put away, and I don't know if I even mentioned losing these picks last time, but I think I was under the assumption that I did lose them, but I didn't. So I still had these, and I was able to use the Enderman farm as it was, partially functional, to get them repaired back up. So I'm actually going to take this guy, and I'm going to go harvest some ice and start working on that ice path in the end, just so that I can be done with it, get from point A to point B. It's not going to be complete just yet, just because it requires a large number of blocks to do. Specifically, not the funnest blocks to gather. What is that? Deep slate? Yeah, it's been a minute. I'm pretty sure it's deep slate though. The deep slate tiles, I think, is the specific one that I wanted. But for now, I need to go get the ice. I have quite a bit already, but I need more. So I will get on that, and I'm not sure what else I have planned for this episode, but we'll see where it takes us. Alright, so this is exciting. I'm just finishing up the last couple arches. Yep, this is my last one here. This has been such a process. I severely underestimated what it would take to get this done. There's been a lot of material grinding, specifically the deep slate. That was enjoyable. Like, I actually enjoyed the caving. I guess it wasn't really a caving experience. And now I'm distracted, so I can't do this correctly. Let's see. There we go. Yes, arches are done. It's not spawn proof yet because these sand blocks are temporary, just until I can get the black dye for the glass. There's a spot, I think, right here that is out of range Ouch. But yes, this took me a very long time, but I will say it has absolutely been worth it. Flying back and forth is now a lot more enjoyable just because I have a frame of reference. I'm not just staring off into abyss, just clicking rockets. I actually have an indication of speed and more importantly height. But yeah, so this has been, honestly, I think it's one of the first projects that I've done realistically that have been mostly decorative in the work involved. So realistically, all I needed for functionality was these ice blocks and then a row of blocks here. That's all it takes. Everything else is pretty much decorative, but it is now so much better making this trip, and I don't have to use rockets, I don't have to use my elytra durability, which has actually not been a problem now that I have unbreaking and mending on them. And it is so much faster than that flying machine. I think that was like a 5-minute flying machine ride every time that I needed to do it. So now if I die, I have a quick way to get back. All I need is a boat. And if I don't have one sitting at the end, well, it's easy enough to make. So this brings the question, what's next? Well, I want sea lanterns. The sand and the torches aren't hurting anything but the aesthetics, so I do want to fix that sooner than later. But the black dye is a big problem, and then sea lanterns, it's not a huge amount. I think I only need like, let's see, I think it's about 1,000 blocks. It's every 10, so I only need like 100 sea lanterns. It's not bad. I could get that manually without any sort of farm, and that's probably what I'll end up doing. But the black dye, I really have to figure out how I'm going to go about that. But for now, that'll work. So next up is villager stuff. I want to finish my tools. I guess I put my shovel away. Oh, no. I just have stuff moved around. So yeah, I've got my 2 picks. I've got a decent set of armor that I need to sort out a little bit with enchantments. I have a decent shovel. I need to upgrade that unbreaking and add mending. So I'm not in a bad spot, but I don't have diamond axe. I don't have, all the different varieties of enchantments on all my gear. And the main reason is because I don't like grinding for diamonds in the mines. If I find them, that's great, but honestly, I've been coming across a lot of the deep slate ones because of reasons, and I said I wanted to keep those for decorative purposes, so that means that my supply of diamonds is decreased significantly. But anyways, I want to get my villager system a lot more functional. I have my zombie. I have a set of villagers. Right now, I only have mending, unbreaking, and I think I got silk touch. Yeah, silk touch. So there's still a lot to get. I want to set up a breeder, but in order to do that, I need a good food supply, preferably not one that involves me standing around. So I've been working on this area. I will probably not be able to land on this. Yep. And basically what I've got is the start of a farming island, specifically crop farming. So I'm going to have 2 towers, one for melon, one for pumpkin, and then I'm going to have a field for potatoes and a field for carrots. And then that guy over here, this guy here, him and probably some of his buddies who he's going to invite over. They'll hang out over here, and this will be one of my main sources of emeralds. Out in the end, it rules out some of the other options. I know some people like trading fish to the fishermen. I haven't seen any oceans here, so I don't think I have that option. And then everything else I think is kind of a manual. I don't know. I can look into it to see what other options I have, but for now this is going to be my start. I'm probably only going to leave this as one layer of carrots and one layer of potatoes, but I don't know. We'll see what the rates are once it gets up and running. So this is definitely the next project that I'm going to work on. At least get functional. Probably won't start decorating. And yeah, I mean, I'm kind of at a loss for what to talk about now. I kind of just want to get back to working on it. Alright, so I just checked, and I do have enough footage to make an episode out of this. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call the episode here, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next one, where I will probably work on that farm over there, maybe a villager breeder setup connected to it somehow. I don't know. We'll see. Really the only other thing worth mentioning is Datapack stuff. I'm going to hang my head in shame a little bit. Yeah, I keep putting it off. I'm not really sure why, but it's actually gotten to a point where it's driving me nuts. As an example, I thought I had already implemented this, but I have not. I accidentally made these stairs. The brick stairs instead of the tile stairs, and I have a recipe for converting these back to blocks, but nope, not yet. So until I do that, I have these 4 stacks that are just kind of hanging around. So I really need to do that, get working on it. And I think my website is technically functional. I just have to flip a switch to turn it on. So yeah, I think I'm going to shift my priorities a little bit and really make that the top priority that I have, is to get at least my website up with my redstone pack, because that one I know to be pretty well set. I can always make changes to it, of course, later, but anyways, until next time, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.